What's up, guys? Hope you're having a great day. Today we're looking at Marvelous NFTs. So Marvelous NFTs is based around the obviously well-known Marvel movies, Avenger movies, and this one is specifically based around like the comic style from Bad Days. Marvelous NFTs is set to launch next week on a couple of different launch pads. So we're gonna have a look at whether it is worth investing in, yes or no. The NFTs that they have, how are they performing so far? Because they have launched already. Does the white paper look like, and do we think that this is going to be a good investment? Yes or no? There's quite a lot of information available already. So we'll quickly go through the website first, and then we'll look at the white paper, right? So Marvelous, as we said, is based around Marvel, the Marvel movies. One really big positive thing that I like straight away from the start already is this part. Marvelous NFTs is the official intellectual property licensee of Bad Days. So they have the real characters, they have the real style, the real vibe around it from the Bad Days. Now, I don't really like comics, I don't really like the comic style around it, so for me it would have been cooler if it was like the original Marvel Avengers type style movies, but not everybody agrees with me. Why? Is because here you can see that the animation series went viral on YouTube, so the Bad Days series, with over 1 billion views and 850,000 subscribers. So showing the superheroes from Marvel having a bad day. It's a collection of characters that have now been released into the crypto world. So this is about obviously Marvelous NFTs. So Bad Days is a decentralized application that runs on the Ethereum network, implementing ERC-721 and ERC-1155 custom developed smart contracts to enable users to own, collect, breed, sire, battle, and play unique limited edition digital assets. Simply put, Bad Days is a strategy game and a blockchain powered site with crypto collectibles, which makes sense, right? So when looking at the website, we see a couple of different things. So we see the superheroes, as we said, it is the original one. So here it starts with Spider-Man. Next to it, you have the Hulk with probably, these are like the attacks, I guess. These are the attack powers. So Hulk Smash would be one of them. Then you have Silver Surfer. Oh, so that's Silver Surfer. That's from ages ago. Professor X is even in there. You have Galactus, Junior. I don't even know this one. Junior Doom. I don't know that one. Loki. We know that one. Nightcrawler, Thor, Magneto, Iron Man, and Captain America. So these are the ones in there. It's a player versus player battle. Here's the play to earn revolution. So Bad Days is a fun interactive game that giving users the power to build and customize unique superheroes. At the heart of the application is the ERC-20 Marvelous NFT utility token powering engagement and gameplay activities. And this is what it's about, because the token is going to be launched next week on different launchpads. That Marvelous itself, on a side note, quickly, I have it open here already. They're backed by Bluezilla, right? And I've talked about Bluezilla quite a lot lately in the videos. They do awesome work with the launchpads they're doing and all the projects that they're helping out with. These launchpads, some of them are backed by Bluezilla as well, right? And that alone, apart from whether the project is going to be good or not, at least we know that the team behind it and the advisors behind it are doing a very good job in moving this project forward, right? So without looking at the actual game and the details from it, that's a positive, I guess. So these are the launchpads that are launching: METAPLAYio, Game Zone, BSCPad, VelasPad, NFT Launch, and DAO Duck. So the videos that I made recently were on Game Zone and VelasPad, both backed by Bluezilla as well, and both awesome launchpads. They do really, really good work. So if you would be interested in running Marvelous NFTs or just going through a launchpad, using a launchpad, definitely these are worth looking into. Those videos are on the YouTube channel as well from a couple of days back. Here you can see Series 1 NFTs, strategy and skill, and ultimate superpower. So there's different types of NFTs that they're using and releasing, and that's all for the first page. So what we want to look at is, of course, the white paper, right? The white paper is always important. On a side note, we can open this thing. Why? Is because this gives, I quickly had a look at it, not that much, but this gives a little bit of information about what actually goes on in the game. We'll look at this first so you understand everything that we talk about within the white paper. Here you can see a little bit about what they actually offer. So the collectibles and everything in it. The games play now. I don't think you can play it yet. Because nothing is live yet. But we'll see what happens. Coming soon now. So the game, here it says the game itself, Bad Days, blockchain powered NFT battle strategy game featuring a lineup of your favorite superhero characters inspired by the Bad Days animation series. Includes PvE, PvP, 3 versus 3 brawl. Alright, well, it makes sense. Cool. Here inside the game, they have in-game assets, right? The characters, BDC, that's the NFTs, the Bad Days characters, and Bad Days utility, which is a BDU NFT, NFT collectible, milestone rewards, attribute boost, health replenishment. This is all coming back within the white paper as well. So we'll have a look at that later on. Bad Days utility, that's the NFTs that are not only collectible items, but they also provide in-game utility and are access keys to the Bad Days farming and staking environment, which is important because if you would want to farm or stake your tokens that are releasing next week, you're gonna need one of these NFTs. Rewards generated from these farms contribute to your game progression, upgrades, in-game item purchases, and ultimately creating a army of battle-ready superheroes. Then you obviously have the characters, so there's different types of characters, different types of rarity, but we'll get to this later on. You have the breeding, so you can combine two different ones to get a new, better, and stronger character. You have staking, where you can stake the tokens together with the utility NFT to be able to earn yourself more tokens, earn yourself rewards. And then you have the farming. The character puzzle piece farm. This is unique farm, produces BDC puzzle pieces. So Bad Days characters, puzzle pieces. The more tokens you have locked in this pool increases your chances of yield. Right, so you would want to have yield secured. You want to know 100% certain that you get yield when farming. So I'm not too sure what this would mean, but 6x matching, 6 times matching puzzle pieces result in a boosted character addition. Random character yields is complete battle ready character. They'll probably explain a little bit more about that in the white paper as well. And then the tutorials. This one, the market, here you can see the marketplace of the NFTs that are going on right now already. So the characters, the utility, NFTs, etc. There's a bronze, there's a silver, there's a gold. These go for 0.255 Ethereum right now. That's probably worth $750 to $800 with current Ethereum price. There's only like just over 300 left. You can probably assume that all of these will be sold out if they do the marketing properly when the token does launch. At least they should all sell out. They should really put a lot of effort into selling out. Why? Is because how many are there total? So this is like 2,000, 3,000, little over 3,000 in total are left. You want these to sell out before the token launch. Why? Is because it kind of shows the people that are in it right now already, because they probably like the project, believe in the project even before the token has launched. If you still have a bunch of NFTs that you need to sell when your token is launching, it kind of just shows that it's not really gaining that much traction, which is not good for overall confidence in the project, and that again is not good for people investing into the project, right? So we want to see these sell out a little bit faster. Here you do see recently sold, some of them being sold. This is a gold one sold for 425 Metic. Metic is sitting at $2, so that's like $950. A little bit more than the original mint price with 0.25 Ethereum. And then a bunch of Hulks being sold. There's in total recently 395 characters sold, which is not that much. If recent, we want to kind of go to the last page. If recently there's been 365 sold, do we see time here? No. Why do we want to know that all of them? There's 3,000 left, right? So if only this amount has been sold, well, we kind of want to know that all of them are going to be selling out. If 3,000 need to be sold before, like in 1 week time, and only 400 have been sold so far, that's not a very good indicator, right? This is probably sold on secondary markets. So this is sold by people that had it before already and now selling it towards other people. But still, it does mean that it's not that much traction. Selling 3,000 items can be pretty difficult if you still need to build up your audience, right? So we'll see what happens there over the next couple of days, right? We'll need to keep an eye on that a little bit before the actual IDO launches. All right, then the white paper, 48 pages. I really don't like the look of this. I know it's a bit of the comic style, so they're keeping the comic style. This is like a comic book. But for me, I just want to get all the information that I need. That's what a white paper is for. And I can barely read anything that's here. So very annoying to look at. We'll only look at the things that are very important. We're not going to go through 48 pages very detailed. So we'll look at the things that we want to know, right? Things that are applying to the token and to the progression of the game itself. So the roadmap, here you see concept planning, game development ongoing 2021. So this started in 2021, the roadmap, obviously we're in 2022 now. Smart contracts, layer 2 protocol, animation, website. Phase 1, this is Q4 2021. Marketplace, that is live. Alpha character sale, that has been done. Partnership character claim, fusion character upgrades, Marvelous NFT token, IDO, and exchange listing. So this is not in Q4, but this is Q1 2022. So this moved up a little bit. Then second phase will be the LP staking, the NFT farming, player versus player battle arena, 3 versus 3 battle royale, partnership integrations, and esports tournaments. And then after that, we get new character sets, addition to the marketplace items, boosts, character upgrades, development updates, CoinGecko listing. So this is a little bit weird. Why would CoinGecko listing be so far away from the IDO? You kind of want to get that, together. You kind of want to get that done as fast as possible. Even if you don't make it to do it right after it, at least your ambition should be to do it as fast as possible, right? Small little details that just make a big difference in the overall look on a project. If you put that down here at like one of the last things of your roadmap already, you just don't really pay attention to it. You don't really care, which means it is actually going to take ages. It is going to take long. Why not just do that quicker, right? And explore other listings. All right, cool. So the Bad Days NFTs, what we just looked at, you have, yeah, this is what I mean. I can't read it. Bronze, silver, gold, signature series gold tickets, and another one. Bad Days NFTs, utility NFTs, which we just looked at. There are a series of 36 animations. We're just gonna skip this, right? I don't want to look at all this because it just looks weird. There's character NFTs, which makes sense. There's different ones we already seen at the front page. The gameplay has cosmic gravity, invulnerability, telekinesis, life force, teleportation. That's like different elemental stones that you can have. Then the gameplay, all right, so you can click here on play now, and which is what you get this, and then you can click on start, but you need to attach your MetaMask and assign and stuff to be able to do that. So we're not going to do that, but this is what it would look like if you have one of the NFTs. This is what you can see. Its power, its HP, I think it says somewhere as well, how much power you have, the different attacks that you can use, right? So that's kind of what this all looks like. That's not very important for us, all the in-game details. Character, you have common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mythic. So that is important because the more rare an NFT would be that we would have, the more money it earns. And you can have 2 level 5 characters of the same rarity, and you can fuse them, and then you can upgrade. You get it upgraded, and the HP is boosted. All right. Battle arena. This is what your game is gonna look like when you're playing it. Very simple, very minimalistic. All right, next one, battle arena. This is probably important. Why? Is because this is how people will earn money in game, and the more money they can earn in the game, the more money we can earn as NFT sellers or token holders or token sellers, right? So Bad Days brings the ultimate player battle experience. Challenge your opponents. You can win Ethereum. This is not for the faint at heart. La 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 la. This is what we want to know. Midgard Arena Stage 1. Entry fee 0.2 Ethereum. Stage 2 0.5. Stage 3 1 Ethereum. What does it mean? Each stage will allow a 1-hour registration period and a 1-hour gameplay. At expiry of tournaments, their smart contracts will distribute prizes to the top 4 of the podium winners. All right. Now this is what we want to know, right? This is interesting. A minimum of 10 players required per stage before the tournament begins, meaning a minimum of 10 times 1 Ethereum that has been put in. So 10 Ethereum, 5 Ethereum, 2 Ethereum as fees that have been paid into the tournament pool. If the 10 players are not registered prior to the 1 hour time expiry date, it will reset for another hour. Could that make sense? So they wait until they have at least 10 players. Then this is the prices you get. If you finish first, you get 40% of the pool. Or if there's 10 players in it, here you will earn 4 Ethereum. Here you will earn 2 Ethereum, right? This is what you kind of want to look for. Like how much money can they actually earn? So here you get 20%, so you earn 2 Ethereum on the top one. 1 Ethereum, which is the fee that you've put in, so you break even, and the fourth place gets 5%, so you get 0.5 Ethereum and you still pay 0.5. So really the ones that you want to aim for is the first and second place. That's how you can earn most amount of money. Now that's with 10, that's the minimum. What if eventually there's 100 people getting into the game, right? Then this guy here, he would win 40 Ethereum by putting in 1. Now that's attractive, that's awesome, right? What does that mean? He needs to have the best possible NFTs. So if you hold an NFT and you want to sell it, somebody that knows that he can win 40 Ethereum by putting in 1 is definitely sees it as worth it, is willing to pay quite a lot of money for one of the NFTs, right? But then the question is, can we easily get a very rare, strong NFT, or is that difficult? Do you need to fuse it and put time and effort in? Because if that's the case, for us as investors, it's not really worth the time and trouble, right? All right, cool. This is not important. Next one, battle strategy. So this is all in-game perks and the things that you can earn. This is the marketplace that we just looked at before. So that's all not important. This is important, but this also shows a flaw in the white paper. Marvelous NFT token has multiple functions. As its core, the Marvelous NFT token contract has the ability to burn tokens, interact with staking contracts, farming contracts, in-game purchases, and NFTs. Marvelous NFT token, Fuse token, and NFT are key utilities within the game ecosystem and marketplace. All right, perfect. This is what we want to know. Now, we don't get all the details that we need. Why not? It's because we don't even know what price the IDO, the IDO price is going to be. How much is the token going to be at listing, which is pretty important, which is something that we want to know. So what we then look for is Marvelous IDO price, and what you then get is a, let's see, medium post from one of the launchpads that is participating in it. Right here, the launchpads that we looked at, that are these. So this one is DAO Duck, I believe. What it says is that the IDO price is 12 cents. So price per token, 12 cents. That's something that we want to know. That is important information. And then we can go back to the white paper here and see the tokens, right? So total means, this first, tokenomics, Marvelous NFT plus Fuse, play to earn better environments. Earn tokens, earn Fuse tokens, earn partner project tokens. So there's different types of tokens, I assume. Game is a dual token economy with each token serving game functions and utilities with a focus on player generated wealth. Engagement and strategy will boost the player ranking and earn potential game on. So the most important thing for us is the Marvelous NFT token, the actual token, right? Tokens minted is 275 million. Initial supply is going to be only 10 million tokens are going to be circulating in supply. As we said with the 12 cents, I assume that the 12 cent is going to be, is mean that the token of the initial supply on the launch, which is 10 million tokens, which does mean that there's already a 1.2 million initial market cap, if that is the case, if that's the information that we have here. But here it says total, something totally different. The total tokens available is going to be 1.2 billion, right? And that's something totally different here because we don't see that number coming back anywhere here on the tokenomics. There's nowhere anything about 1.2 billion amount of tokens. Vault supply is 30 million and then 50 million total circulating supply after the visionary period. So 50 million, again, seems like that's the total circulating supply. Well, we're kind of just missing some information here on the tokenomics. It's not detailed at all. We also don't know who gets what token, how many tokens does the team get, how many tokens are set up for staking, how many tokens is for the team, how many tokens is for the IDO participants, how many tokens have been sent out the strategic and seed rounds. There's a whole lot of information missing here, which is kind of a shame, because that is very important for us to look at as investors. And if we don't have that information, it doesn't really build up a whole lot of trust for us. Either they're kind of hiding something, and you know, in worst case scenario, so to speak, 50% of the tokens is for the team itself, or 80% of the tokens for the team itself, and they get it released straight away. Well, then you know you definitely don't want to invest in this project, right? And that might be holding that back from us. I'm not saying that that's the case, just giving an example. Probably isn't the case. As I said before, you know it's backed by Bluezilla, you know it's backed by some big guys, big people. They're not gonna get themselves involved in a project that does weird stuff. So we're not gonna assume anything wrong, but we would just want to be able to see it. We want to have that transparency, and we don't get that here, which is, I think, a bit of a loss, right? But that being said, let's go for now. If you guys have any other information that I might have missed, and you know other statistics, please let me know in the comments below so you can correct me. But I'm going to assume 12 cents with an initial supply of 10 million tokens. So roughly it is going to be 1.2 million initial market cap. Does that mean that there's a whole lot of potential for growth at the start? Can we expect like a massive return at the start? Not really. Some other projects that are being launched at like 150, 300, 400,000 market cap at the start, and then there's room for a big spike up. So maybe we would aim for like a 5x here. If we would be able to get a 5x, I think we would be doing pretty well, right? If you can sell your first vesting from the launchpads that you participate in for a 5x, and you get a decent amount of allocation, and then your vesting comes later on, awesome. I think then that's fine. One thing I do expect with a project like this, that there's not that much of a peak coming up and then a big drop down. Usually it does happen. It's probably going to be the same at the start. It always launches up and it slows down a little bit. But because they are licensed by the actual Marvel Bad Days, and because they are backed by some solid people, you can expect them to do some good work to keep the chart alive, and to keep, you know, announcements coming up, and to keep seeing the project moving forward a little bit. So even the vesting that comes later on in the next couple of months won't be worthless, I guess. So simply said, we would aim for probably like a 5x at the launch, and then hopefully the vesting that comes after that is still a stable 2 to 3x. I think then that will be a good way to go by. But you never know, there might be something totally different and something totally wrong in my calculations here, and we might see like a 10, 20, 30x. Anything is possible, right? Alright, so Fiat Gateway, this is not important information either. The dashboard wallet is not important information either. This is important, the staking. I have had a look at this before. It is very complicated, so the example kind of makes it clear. But to be eligible for the staking, you must own at least one Bad Days utility NFT, and you must have the token, which makes sense, right? So then you stake it for a certain period of time. It goes by 32 days and up by 32 days consistently, and you get 5% of accumulated pool funds. What does that mean? You get a certain percentage of everything that is put into the fund by everybody. So you're kind of relying on other people investing into the staking as well. Each 8 days you get 8 points, meaning 32 days gives you 4 points, and each point will accumulate for 25% claimable rewards, meaning 4 points is 100%, right? So that makes sense. How does that actually work in practice? It's this: if you hold tokens in pool for the full 32 days, you earn 4 points. So that gives you 100% payout of your claimable amount. And let's say they stake 10 million tokens in total, not just you, but everybody. That's how much is staked in the pool. The first 32 days is completed. That means you get a 5% payout. You can also decide to stay in it for longer and get more payout, of course. But let's say 32 days, you get a 5% payout. Meaning, from the 10 million tokens staked, 5% is $500,000 distributed in the first round. And if you have 4 points total by the stake, then you get to choose if you want to get 100% of your stake weight paid out in that round. So let's assume you staked 1 million tokens, which is 10% of the total staked amount. then you get 10% of that allocated 500,000 tokens, which is set here because it is 5% of the accumulated pool funds. So you get 50,000 tokens. That was very quick. To me, that made sense, but maybe you want to read it again. But it is pretty logical. If you would have done the same calculation and you would have staked it for 64 days, you get 10% of the total amount, which is 1 million tokens, and you still hold 1 million, so you have 10% of the total amount. Then you would just get double, right? You get 10% of 1 million and you get $100,000 tokens, or I mean 100,000 tokens sent to you as your staking reward. I think the amount, the staking, there's no simple APY calculation here. I think this can be a very, very high amount. Why? Is because let's say the token is worth $1 or even the initial 12 cents, and there are actually, I don't know, eventually 50 million tokens are being staked, and you stake a very high amount yourself, then you get a pretty decent reward from that, right? And the more people stake in it, the higher rewards you will get. So you're working together as investors there a little bit. Alright, so this is another example. We're not going to go into that. Lockup of stake coins. You may select the lockup period for stake coins. Each period is 32 days, so 32, 64, and the higher you stake it for, the more allocation you will get back, or the more rewards you get. Removal of tokens from selected stake period prior to the end round will deduct a 20% penalty fee. And it'll also deduct an NFT burn, a utility burn. So you lose the utility, NFT, and a 20% penalty. These tokens will be distributed to the stake pool. At the end of the selected period, you may claim your token rewards and withdraw your stake NFT from the pool without a penalty. Then the farming, you have the puzzle piece NFT farming, farm characters, puzzle pieces, and forge for playable characters with a random chance of farming complete ready for battle characters. Farming, farm 2, fusion key NFT, join the farm and earn the fusion key. Farm fusion key for fusion battle cards between. This all just doesn't make sense to me. It's so complicated. It's a little bit weird. It's like, it is again that comic type of style, and they have like set up a proper system, and that's why they want to explain it this way. But just keep it simple. It is a white paper, right? We just want to know the tokenomics. We want to know how the staking works, how the farming works. We kind of want to calculate our potential reward and results from investing in it. That's all we want. I look at this and it's just too much weird stuff around it that's unnecessary, and I'll just skip it because it's not worth it, right? Bad Days founders, you have Damien, David, Fernando. There's no links here that we can click on or something like that. And then project partners. This I do think is cool. We hear it quite often lately, like charity. There's so much money floating around in crypto compared to the normal world. Why people getting into crypto are earning so much money compared to other people that are not in crypto these days, also losing a lot of money, unfortunately. But the cool thing is, with all the money, people are starting to invest or starting to donate to charities, and they do the same thing, which I think is awesome. Here you see epilepsy, or however you pronounce it in English, auction Australia, about epilepsy auction, action Australia. So I worked in Australia and I ran a couple of sales teams there where we generated revenue for charities a lot, which is awesome. In Australia, charities is a massive thing. People donate quite generously. I started with like knocking on doors there on a side note, and eventually had like a team of 45 to 50 guys, and they were generating up to $5 to $10 million per project pretty consistently every year again for a lot of different charities. So that is awesome, and epilepsy was one of the big things that people focused on there, right? So that being said, thinking about that, you do see that mindset come back here a little bit. It is developed. You see that here on the last page. Here, epilepsy has been serving Australians with epilepsy. Yeah. Well, can we see that? I'm not too sure if we can see that. Here you can see that. This document is created by Marvelous NFTs, P2E Ltd, based in Australia. So the company is based in Australia. So you see a bit of that mindset back where they give back to others, they give back to people in need, they give back to the less unfortunate, and that is something that they do here as well. And with the money that is going on in crypto, right, eventually they might be able to donate hundreds of thousands and maybe even millions of dollars to a charity like that. So you, by investing in this indirectly, you are kind of part of that, you know, donation as well, which I think is awesome. You get best of both worlds. You make a lot of money yourself, and you help others that aren't as fortunate. So that is always a really good positive. I think that's a really something that all projects should have. Should have at least something like that incorporated into their system, right, where they give back to some form of charity that they think is important. All right, so that's all we have for Bad Days Marvelous. Next week is the launch. We're gonna see how the launch is gonna perform on the different launch pads. If you have any information on Marvelous, if I've missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. Please let me know what your opinion is on Marvelous NFT as well, because I think there's gonna be a lot of different opinions going on about this project. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.